What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Structure. I'm H, this is E, and we're back with the Foundation episode 6 discussion slash review. E, what you got for them?
Woo! Listen, a lot of things going on. There's a lot of dimes that they dropped in here. There was not a dull moment if you were paying attention. But before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment as well. E.
Let's get into it. Let's go. All right, so Foundation episode 6 did not disappoint. The show has definitely picked up from the last few episodes. But before we get into all that discussion, first I want to say thank you so much for everyone showing all the support and love on the comments,
Yeah.
on leaving the likes, viewing the videos. We're still new to this. It's exciting. We are just fans, just like you. We like just talking about this show. So anyone that has a comment, any theories, let them know here in the comments. So we can definitely discuss them here on the show.
Seriously, thanks for the comments. Digital Rower, great insight. And
It's a visionary.
yeah, he had a few things that I didn't see, which was really interesting. Can we go into that for a second?
Yeah, for sure. Like, no, he really brought it. Like, he has some great theories. Like, I think it was 3 theories he had about what was going on in the show.
Yeah.
So for sure, he was the man knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. So one of the ones was he was asking, like, basically, what's the extent of Harry's involvement in the future? Like, how much did he plan of everything that's going on? How much of it did he plan? And we're seeing that in this current episode. We won't get into it just yet, but Digital Rower, you are on point. Yeah, Harry is a visionary as well.
Yeah, there's one theory he definitely had. We want to get into it a little later on in the show, but he really honing on some of the things that were very key to the last few episodes of what's going on in the show as a whole. So thank you so much for that, your opinions, your comments. Everybody's welcome to leave some more down in the comments. Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing is, I think this episode is basically, you can sum it up by, is the Empire in trouble? Right? All right. Is the Empire about to fall? We saw a lot of things happening. What do we see in the beginning?
Spoiler alert. It is in trouble. So we start seeing all the build up, because one complaint that I guess that was said about the show, especially in this platform, was that it was a very slow build. It was somewhat boring. It just took a little while to get to that action, but there was a lot of build up. They had to introduce to the characters, to the political situation in that whole empire, the whole galaxy.
Yeah. There's a lot of anger and animosity and just complete difference of views kind of festering up in different corners of the universe. And we saw that by when the Emperor went to the latest planet. I forget where the name of the planet, but the religion was the Illuminism, and it has 3 trillion followers, right? So
like and subscribe.
Exactly. Yeah, their followers don't necessarily have the same views as the Emperor. And when the Emperor arrives, they don't hesitate to show that. So they're sort of doing like a silent protest or showing their strength to the Emperor, which nobody has done up until this point that we've seen. And it also seems like nobody has done in a long time. This kind of makes them feel uncomfortable. And there's a few key moments in that situation as well.
Yeah, you have to, looking at what's going on in Trentor, you see the Emperor arrives. He has his escorts with him. He has a cyborg, the robot that's always with him. And then you see only one person greeting him, which this person, Sefer Halima, has a lot of pull. She has a lot of pull in here just to be able to be the only person to greet the Emperor. And then to take it to a step further, their religion essentially, they talk about how when you die, the soul is always evolving, moving from one vessel to another in order to evolve. That's a slap in the face of the Emperor, because if you think about it, this has been the same Emperor for the last 400 years. We're up to, I don't even know what number, 13, 14?
13.
And you see that she's basically saying, listen, if your soul is not going from different vessel to vessel, you're just going to rot away. You basically are just stagnant and nothing's changing. So she's literally underline, just slapping him in the face with everything she got.
Yeah, she's making a stand saying that we are against everything that you are, emperor. And the emperor is very powerful, but when you have 3 trillion people behind you for your religion, you also have power too. So there's a dynamic building between those two, and it's very clear. And what's even more clear is that uh, the emperor's right hand woman is conflicted. She is a believer of luminism for 400 years, and
Yeah.
the one pivotal moment is when she bows down in unison with the other believers, and the emperor is left standing by himself. And it's basically, if I was in that moment and the entire planet, everybody around was bowing and going against me, and I had to stand strong in that moment, it would be very difficult. And it was clear that it was for him at that moment.
No, certainly. So the whole when the episode first starts, you see that the emperor just coming back from jumping in space,
Yeah,
and you see the cyborg or Demercel, as she's named.
yeah,
She's like fixing herself or just taking care of herself, and he goes. She's telling him that she doesn't know, she wasn't getting ready to get out. The ship be like, "No, you're coming with me," and you will like, why is she hesitating? She's basically programmed to serve him,
and you know
and
why she was hesitant? Because she didn't want to have to make a choice
yeah.
between those lines. She didn't want to have to say, "Emperor, I'm not with you. I'm with the Luminism." We've been together for 400 years through your clones or whatever, but this is what I believe in my heart. Which, by the way, how ironic is it that a robot has religion? That's kind of crazy. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, they've been showing the cracks in that relationship from the first episode, because you see that at one point when a couple episodes ago, just to recall on that, the young brother Don says she tells us you always choose the same answer, so you're always the same,
Yeah,
which also gonna it has layers upon layers. It's also gonna play onto what's happening in this episode as well with the
absolutely.
current brother Don and brother Day and brother Dusk. So just to, on that religion, you see that the emperor goes, you know what? So you think he basically is time to go against Halima. He goes, so she thinks she's gonna rule this place. So what I'm gonna do is, listen, I'm gonna provide you guys with water, so you guys never have to worry about water since there's a crisis, I guess, in that planet for it.
Yeah.
This is gonna allow the candidate that he's chosen to easily be elected, and she just smacks him back by doing this whole monologue that essentially says you are running away if you need to move forward, and even his companion bows down, which to me was like, is she gonna betray him? Is she becoming a traitor?
Yeah.
To me, that was key. I was like, oh, what was happening? Because
It
you
has to
never know with
take
Cleon.
yeah, it has to take a lot for her in that situation to go against the emperor when she knows everything's at stake, but deep in her heart, which she's a robot, she is one with luminism, and so she felt compelled to bow down at that moment. Very telling. That's going to play out. That is a thread that will tear the entire sweater apart for sure. But let's jump over to Dawn, brother Dawn,
Yeah, that was
and
very
his
interesting.
situation.
So
There's go ahead.
so we see in the episode that brother Don, the young brother Don, is now he has infatuated by a servant girl, right? And you see
Yep.
that I guess that's someone's taking notice to this for
Yeah.
sure, because you see some things in this episode that show that he's also he's like the most different out of from all the episodes we've seen, and the different brother Dawn's days and days that we've seen. He's
Hmm.
like the most different one in the way that he acts and behaves,
Yeah.
and they've been putting all these little signs that there's something different about this guy. If you recall, I believe it's last episode
Yep.
at the dinner, they all are moving the same way, grabbing the napkin the same way. When they came to, I believe they were gonna it was something to do with the wine. Forgot the words. My apologies there. But everybody grabs the wine with one hand. He grabs it with the other one. He goes, "Whoops! Let me switch my hand with
Yeah.
the other one." You didn't
Exactly.
think too much of that, but it was
Hmm.
you thought, oh, maybe just a young mistake because he's just young, and you start seeing those little cracks there. And now we get the answer why that is. We see that He's afraid to let brother Dust know that he hunted better than brother Dust. He
and
broke his record.
and the reason why, like you said, there are some irregularities that are becoming clear to Brother Dusk about Brother Dawn. And the irregularities that are revealed is that Brother Dawn is one, colorblind, right?
Yep.
So how do you, if you're a clone and there's been 13 clones, how is this one clone so different from the others? How is he colorblind? And then there's more telltales because of his interactions with these two women, which he treats completely different. Um, it shows that he's a little bit more compassionate, which they may see as being weak. I'm guessing, right? And I think Brother Dusk, from that moment that you mentioned with the at the table, I think Brother Dusk has realized that, and he's starting to test him, which actually he did because he took Brother Dawn to a brothel and let him choose whichever woman or man that he wanted, and he did nothing with the woman except for talk to her, and she became an informant and told Brother Dusk,
Not just that.
yeah,
He picked a woman that looks just like the girl he likes, and he picked up on that because as soon as he looked at her, he called recalled
absolutely,
memory
yep,
of the girl that he really likes. So he knows, okay, I'm being watched. Somebody is paying too much attention to me.
yep,
How does he know this? Because if you think about it, the only people that really know is the girl and the Master of Shadows guy that we see on the episode from every once in a while. So he's being watched. Somebody's suspecting of him, and that's Brother Dusk.
mm-hmm,
And Brother Dusk is kind of like turning into the bad guy. So it's kind of hard to say because the Cleons are technically the bad guy of the whole show,
yeah,
but within them we have Brother Dawn is like this different emperor that could be this different emperor could bring it good for the galaxy. Then you see the Brother Day that's now
yeah.
he kind of want to fix things in a way. He kind of want to redeem himself, but Brother Dusk doesn't. Dusk is stuck
And
in his ways.
yeah, and he's in a situation that he's never been before because he's feeling vulnerable. Like they mentioned that it was from the beginning of time, from of the empire, the emperor has always had a purpose, and people, regular people, are left to figure out their own purpose. So for him, he's in a vulnerable state where he has people going against him in this way for the first time, and he's not able to annihilate them, because they are powerful,
Let
they are
me
formidable.
let
Go
me
ahead.
ask you: do you think because he is colorblind, that's the reason he was able to shoot more of the flying beasts they were hunting?
Absolutely. The color, the bird blends in with the backgrounds, as Brother Dust has
Camouflage, yeah.
said. Yeah, and because he's colorblind, he's able to pick it out, and he knew that there was something off. And we're talking about Brother Dawn right now. Brother Dawn knew that there was something wrong with him because he is colorblind. He shot more birds and shot and killed more birds than Brother Dawn. Excuse me, than Brother Dusk, and when the time came, he hid the excess birds so that he would only tie with Brother Dusk. So Brother Dawn purposely did not want to show that he has some type of advantage or difference between the two. So he's conscious, and he's playing a game of hide and seek right now, where he's trying to blend in, but it's difficult because he doesn't know. He's still young. He doesn't know what he's supposed to blend in with.
Yeah.
He doesn't know which way to go. So sometimes if he has to be himself, and that he's going to stick out like a sore thumb, this is going to be an issue going forward.
And let me just say this before we move on from this. I am loving all the layers. It makes you want to
So many
watch
layers.
the episodes over and over because you're always gonna
Absolutely.
get something different, and that's the key for a really great show. I really hope people are watching this. I really hope this show really kicks in because it could definitely be a contender to be the next Game of Thrones that we said in our first episode. Um, and I know the books are completely different, and let's face it. Whenever you do an adaptation on TV, it's always gonna be a lot of differences. They got only so many minutes to work with compared to the books, so it's always going to change, but I think they're doing a great job adapting this particular show. I'm enjoying the heck out of it.
Absolutely. They've definitely done a good job of building a foundation. And
No pun intended.
exactly. No pun intended. And going from there. So what's going on Terminus?
There's
We
a lot going on in Terminus. But before we get there, I do want to say, as I
no.
forgot to say, I'm
Okay.
excited about this. This is a passion of mine. We got Twitter, guys. It's gonna be on the ticker. Let's go ahead and subscribe. Tweet at us. We're gonna be tweeting stuff about the show, the different things
Yeah,
that we record. So definitely check us out. Don't forget to leave a comment. Hey, engage with us. We answer.
we're here.
Yep.
We are here all day. So on Terminus, we have Salvor, who is uh, she's rescued rather, and she finds herself in a situation where she's going to battle, but something hits her or whatever, and she starts to have visions. And I think this is a plant by Harry, because she has visions about Harry's situation on the ship with Rach and how it happened. Go ahead, H.
We've been thinking the whole time. Harry has planned this whole thing, every move, every single thing that's happening. The whole team here is that the whole destiny of everyone could be changed based on one person's decisions, and this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing that there's a connection with Salvor and Gal and what happened on the ship and Harry and being able to get close to this obelisk that's in Terminus, and she being at the center of all the action and making all the decisions that are
Yeah,
going to help everyone save the world in essence. Because we see, if you guys watch the trailer, you see that she's always put in very key positions. She now, in this particular episode, we see her vision. She's seeing the conversation between Harry and Rage right before Gal walks in regards, we get more clarity on what happened.
yeah,
Because why did Rage kill Harry? Because that was kind of wild. But
very
now we
well.
know it was whole Harry's plan again.
Which is amazing. And so Harry planned it out 35 years ago, and he's speaking to Salvor now in the present time and giving her information. I wonder how this information is going to be used. Obviously, it's for a purpose, but there's only a few people that you can give this information to, and it be useful. So Gal is one of them, and Gal is somewhere else in the universe right now. How do they link up? Do they link up? I don't know, but this is very interesting, and I'm glad that they revealed that part, at least to the audience, that says, okay, this wasn't a murder of malice. This was a planned murder, which
Yep.
is unusual.
And as you
Go ahead.
see, he tells him, listen, everything gets ruined if you stay with her. So you need to get on that pod and you need to be ejected from there. And I guess Gal was supposed to stay in the ship, but everything got ruined because Gal discovered what happened. She had blood in her hands. If Rage had just gone on the pod, God would have been killed. She would have been the one going on space. But now I wonder, is Rage really dead? I don't know. Maybe he's not really dead. Something happened. Maybe he got cloned, or maybe we get to see a little more in the few hours before or the time before he's dead to see what happened. That maybe we discover more about the plan because we're on episode 6.
Yeah,
I haven't researched or looked on how many episodes are left, but normally 9 to 10 episodes is what this shows normally lasts. But we're getting to that point where we're gonna have that huge cliffhanger, and we already know we got a season 2 coming. So I'm excited about that. So there's a lot of stuff that's just there's a lot of open questions right now that are very exciting.
very exciting. Where we end up, and at the end is Salvor gets recaptured again, along with her boyfriend, and we won't. I won't give you too much, but they're leaving Terminus and hopping on a spaceship in search of a bigger planet killer. Do they get to that planet killer? Let us know. Put your comments down below.
Yeah.
And what do they do with the planet killer? If they get to it,
It's legendary. It's even real.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that we have to say pay our respects to Gal's dad. That the man he saved the episode.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he went out and he destroyed the cruisers. He paid the ultimate sacrifice to help them out. And now we see that in a way the foundation in turn has failed, in my opinion, because a lot of the key people are now on the ship. You have a lot of citizens have been killed because they were shooting away over there. They were killing and left and right. So what's gonna happen with the foundation left in terminals with these people now going to space?
Yeah, a lot of the resources are gone. Like you said, everybody had a job on that planet on Terminus, and most of the population got wiped out. So how do they survive with the diminished resources that they have left, right? And how long until the empire comes, if they come? Who knows? All these questions hopefully will be answered within the next coming episodes, but who knows? Let us know your thoughts.
No, for sure. Like the terminus is not looking good for them, but I still want to know what's in the obelisk. Because that anyone that gets to the that force field, which we saw that she flew, I guess, through that force field in a way. I don't know how big that expands.
Hmm.
Maybe she knocked them out. I don't know. That might be my theory that she knocked everybody on the ship. That way she can get control of it. Who knows?
Who knows? But to be continued. Stay tuned, because when the next episode comes out, we will be here to comment. Let us know your thoughts on this current episode. Until then, I'm E, this is H, and this is Unstructured.